Only 13% of employees worldwide are engaged at work, research shows, meaning only about 1 in 8 workers is psychologically committed to their job and trying to make positive contributions. That results in billions of dollars of lost productivity a year and a workforce that is largely unfulfilled. In his best-selling book, Outliers, which investigates the psychology of success, Malcolm Gladwell makes a powerful point about what helps people commit to and enjoy their work. Today, we will look at Outliers by Malcolm Gladwell as a recruitment strategy. Before starting the video, please subscribe to the channel and click on the notification icon so you would get notified when we upload the next video. Number 10. You shouldn't hire for talent. The best-selling author explains why individuals who have failed before have a distinct advantage over the most talented job candidates. One idea Gladwell has written extensively about is what he calls the talent myth, which refers to the notion that the best way to build a business is to hire the most intellectually advanced people you can find. It's an incredibly narrow definition of what you think is advantageous in your workforce, Gladwell says. IQ is totally important, but there was such a narrow focus on that particular set of capabilities that it excluded all kinds of other stuff. For example, one of the things Gladwell points to as an advantage for people like Walmart founder Sam Walton is the fact that prior to launching Walmart, Walton had failed in other businesses. This experience allowed Walton to learn unique lessons that would help him be successful later. For this reason, failure in a job applicant's past should be viewed as a positive in many cases, according to Gladwell. There's a reasonable case you could make for that kind of criterion. But when you're interested in talent, that's not part of the definition of talent. That's almost the anti-definition of talent, he says. We use failures to exclude people if we're picking just on the basis of talent. You could make an argument that failure ought to be something that includes you in a pool of potential talent. Number 9. Understanding the needs. Understand what you need the talent for and let the talent work on nothing but these things. You should be able to divide everything you need to do to run your business into core and non-core activities. Activities are core if they're directly coupled with how you make money or how you've differentiated in the mind of the customers. You'll need your best people working on what you decide is core. Make sure they all agree that these activities really are core, and don't ever make them do anything that's non-core. This is increasingly tough as regulation and compliance eats into the time of every employee. But think about how to somehow make what you can avoid interesting. Number 8. Get someone else to do the non-core activities. Just because something isn't core to your business doesn't mean you can choose not to do it. All kinds of regulation and reporting requirements encumber your core activities, especially if you're a public company and operate globally. So, wherever possible, get someone else to do these things for you, preferably at arm's length, so that your talent pool doesn't get distracted by the sight and sound of mundane work. Better still, get everything possible that's non-core but necessary automated so that it happens automatically with minimal people and time needed. Number 7. Core capabilities. Make one of your core capabilities the identification, nurturing, and growth of highly talented people. This is another tough one because no matter how talented your core group is, you're going to see some attrition, and finding new people who can fit in quickly and non-disruptively is never easy. Highly talented people aren't always very good at actually applying their talent when they're young and inexperienced, but by the time they're good, they may be embedded somewhere else. That means you're going to have to recruit from the places that turn out the top talent, even if you're not sure you have the need right this minute. And you'd better figure out how to get an inside track on just who really is the top talent. Sponsoring competitions and offering prizes is one way to go about this. And once you've hired someone, pay attention to them, challenge and stretch them, track how well they're working out. Number 6. Cull your mistakes quickly. No matter how good your recruiting process and talent evaluation people get, they'll make some hiring mistakes. Some highly talented people can't or don't want to keep up the pace or don't fit in well, no matter how promising they seem initially. Move them out quickly. At the level of operational capability you want to achieve and maintain, dysfunction has a huge price. Number 5. Avoid the trap of averaging down. This is also tough. There will be two big temptations. Hiring someone less talented than you really want because you just have to have the capacity, never mind the capability, and allowing hiring managers to hire people who are less rather than more talented than they are. To be sure, avoiding these traps may actually cap how fast you can grow and how big your talent pool can be, which the market might not like. But adhering to this discipline is essential. Sooner or later, your next hire will make you worse, not better, and that's the beginning of the end for your strategy. Number 4. Collaboration among talent. Actively manage collaboration among the talent pool. In my experience, highly talented people are only occasionally natural collaborators, and it takes work and encouragement and incentives to make them get into an effective team. Number 3. Don't stigmatize failure. If you allow your most talented people free rein to innovate, don't stigmatize failure. That's a guaranteed culture killer. The model that gives everyone some time to work on whatever they want is certainly interesting, although its effectiveness as a generator of innovation remains unproven in the long term. Getting the balance right between interesting and important will always be challenging. Not many organizations have made this simply the best approach work successfully. Some parts of the military, especially special forces groups, have. Bell Labs for a while, IBM Research, Google today, maybe. There are, of course, other success models available. GE, Microsoft, Cisco, Amazon, Apple. And it's often easier to figure one of these out than to implement the Outliers approach at scale. Number 2. Formula for hiring success. Here's the abbreviated formula for hiring success. Adler's formula for hiring success equals talent times energy 2 plus team skills. Translation: enough talent to do the work times motivation to do the work squared plus comparable team skills. The reason motivation to do the work is squared is because it's the driving force behind the talent, and without it, strong team skills don't really matter. This pretty much parallels Gladwell's observations. The point is that circumstances and talent can take you only so far, but without hard work, 10,000 hours in Gladwell's assessment, you won't go too far. Of course, without the right set of circumstances, you won't go as far as possible even if you work extremely hard. Consider the formula from two perspectives. One from an assessment standpoint and the other from a career counseling point of view. Obviously, whether you're a recruiter or hiring manager, you only want to hire people who are highly motivated to do the actual work required and have the appropriate level of talent and team skill. On the flip side, if the job can be clearly presented as a worthy career move, the candidate will value it more highly than a job of lesser opportunity, even one paying more. None of this matters much if you don't define the actual work required. Number 1. Hire with your head. A performance profile describes the 6 to 8 performance objectives a person taking the job needs to do in order to be considered successful. It differs from a job description in that it doesn't describe skills or traits, but rather what the person needs to accomplish with his or her skills and traits. For example, rather than say a software developer must have 3 to 5 years of C++ and Java background, it's more relevant to say the person will lead the development of a robust online search query system for a new e-commerce site. This type of clarity allows an interviewer to determine direct competency and motivation by getting examples of recent accomplishments doing comparable work. Here's an article on using just one question demonstrating how to do this. From a recruiting standpoint, it's also easier to position your opening as a good career move if the candidate finds the work itself meaningful while providing a strong learning opportunity. The right circumstances lay the foundation for personal success. Of course, it takes enough talent to take advantage of the situation and strong degree of self-motivation to maximize the opportunity. Whether you're a recruiter or hiring manager, you'll need to convert your job description into challenges, projects, and performance expectations. Then, use the interview to determine whether these represent a growth and learning opportunity for the candidate. During the interview, find 6 or more examples of where the candidate exceeded expectations or pushed herself to excel. If these are comparable to the work you need done, you have found a star, and your star has found a true opportunity to take advantage of her talent. Do let us know in the comments what are your thoughts about this recruitment strategy. Thanks for watching.